I never thought I'd see him again, not after the way I left things. When I cheated on Ryan, I told myself it was because I deserved more, that the excitement I found in that stranger at the bar was what I'd been missing. I convinced myself our relationship had grown dull, that Ryan and I had run our course. I didn't stop to think about the wreckage I left behind. I broke his heart, walked away without so much as a glance over my shoulder, and blocked him everywhere, erasing him from my life like deleting his number could delete the guilt. I packed up, moved to a new city, started a new job, surrounded myself with new people who didn't know a thing about my past. For a while, it felt like freedom. No explanations, no heavy conversations, just a clean, guiltless slate. I told myself I'd made the right choice. I even dated here and there. Nothing serious, just enough to feel like I was moving on. And then, 2 months into my new job, the past walked right through the doors of the marketing firm where I thought I'd built a safe new world. At first, I didn't recognize him. His hair was shorter, his jaw lined with a bit of stubble, and he carried himself differently, stronger, more assured, like the man I never gave him credit for becoming. When our eyes met, my heart sank so fast I thought I'd stop breathing. He nodded politely, no emotion in his gaze, and walked past me like I was nothing but a stranger. No anger, no hurt, just cold, quiet indifference. And that stung more than any words ever could. Later, I found out from HR that he'd been transferred from another office. One of the best in his department, they said, promoted, chosen to work directly with my team. Life, it seems, has a cruel sense of humor. The days that followed were quietly brutal. He never made a scene, never acted unprofessional. He didn't ignore me, but he didn't seek me out either. He spoke when necessary, polite but distant, treated me like any other colleague. And somehow that was worse than if he'd lashed out. I kept waiting for something, a conversation, a confrontation, some crack in that composed exterior. But it never came. Then, during a team lunch, someone made a joke about office romances and asked him what his type was. He looked at me, held my gaze without a flicker of emotion, and said, asterisk, someone loyal, someone honest. Asterisk, the table burst into laughter, thinking it was witty banter, but I felt the weight of those words like a stone. My cheeks burned, but I forced a smile and pretended it didn't get to me. The weeks rolled on, and despite myself, I kept watching him. He was thriving, more confident, more focused, sharper than I ever saw when we were together. He looked like a man who had found his footing, who didn't need me, and I hated how much that realization rattled me. I started wondering if I'd made a mistake. But I had no right to wonder, not after the choice I made. One evening, I stayed late at the office to finish a report. He was there too. It was the first time we'd been alone since he arrived, and the silence felt heavy, like it was waiting for me to break it. So I did. I looked at him, the words tumbling out in a whisper I could barely hear myself. Asterisk, I'm sorry. Asterisk, I didn't expect forgiveness. I didn't deserve it. I just needed him to know. He studied me for what felt like forever, his eyes steady, unreadable. And then in that quiet, steady voice that had once felt like home, he said, asterisk, I hope you find what you're looking for. Asterisk, and he walked away, leaving me there with nothing but the sound of my own regret, ringing louder than anything else in the room. And in that moment, I realized some silences speak louder than all the shouting in the world.